Good afternoon, my friends. I hope you're doing well. My name's Justin. I'm a session guitarist in Nashville, Tennessee. I play guitar on songs, and today I wanted to talk about notes on the fretboard and maybe offer you some new ways to think about things, or some more in-depth ways to think about the same thing that you might already be thinking about. So let's take one note. How about E? There's all the fretted E's. There are other E's like that guy, that guy, that guy, that guy. There's harmonics of E all over the place. So you probably have an idea of, if we're playing in E and you're playing some sort of rock thing. You probably have an idea of how to get around when E's the root, but E is so many other things. Like, it's the 5 of the A chord. It's the 3 of C. Which means it's the 3 of C major 7, C dominant 7, C major 6, C over E. And back to A, it's the 5th of A, it's 5th of A major 7, it's the 5th of A dominant 7. I guess you could say it's the 5 of an A6 chord. That's cool. It's the flat 3rd of C sharp, C sharp minor, C sharp minor 7, C sharp minor 7 flat 5, C sharp diminished. It is the sharp 5 of A flat. It's the 13 of a G13 chord. It's the flat 7 of F sharp. It's the major 7 of F. You could play F major 7 sharp 11. Or just regular F major 7. Back to C. Back to C sharp minor. Back to C major 7. B sus 4. You could play B add 4. You could play a B flat, major 7 sharp 11. A minor 7, A dominant 7, major 7, A6, A flat, man, it would be like an A flat altered, like a sharp 5, or you could be calling that a flat 13. I don't know, sharp 5, flat. That's cool. It's in a D9 chord, or a D major 9, or a D minor 9. E is in everything. Like, what is it? Is it the 1? It's the 1 of E. It's the 2 of D. I almost said it's a 2 of F sharp, but it's a flat 7 of F sharp. It's the 3 of C. It's the 4 of B. It's the 5 of A. It's the 6 of G. Seven of F. What else is it? It's the flat 9 of E flat. That's cool. So it works really nicely as a 5 altered 5 chord, 5, 7, flat 9. The point is, I don't think people think in terms of that diverse an array of categories when you're thinking about a note. And in my line of work, like, that's really important. I have to try to come up with something new and fresh when given the same template repeatedly. Like, nobody's trying to make excuses for pop music that we know we're not reinventing the wheel. I mean, it's a commercial industry, right? There is a lane in which I'm an artist, but there's also a lane in which I'm kind of a plumber and I show up with tools to do a job and I walk out with money, right? So having that balance of what I'm able to get away with, what I need to provide for the people that are writing my check, I know a lot of people who repeatedly say on my channel, like, man, I'm so glad I don't do this for money because it would take all the joy out of it. And I kind of get that, but it's also like, I don't know, I get to show up with a guitar every day and try to find something that both puts food on my table for my family, which my kids eat so much food, oh my goodness, but it's also artistically satisfying. And sometimes I miss on the second one, and that's okay, because sometimes it hits so strong. I play on a record that is so inspiring, and there's literal magic that was captured on tape, not even tape, on a hard drive in ones and zeros. Like, that's crazy, right? That can float me through sessions where maybe everything's really, I don't know, for whatever reason, it's I'm a plumber for 2 weeks straight. But hey, right before that, we made real art, and it was so good. And sometimes that art is also commercially viable. And one of the most immediate examples that come to mind is all the Cody Johnson stuff. Like, the songs are so good, and he's such a good singer. And he even mentioned on the last session that he's like I can dig in and go somewhere, and he's like, you guys will follow me, you'll stay right with me. And we were like, yeah, it's really inspiring to hear you singing in our headphones. Like, that's a big part of it, Also, I played on a Lori McKenna Christmas record not too long ago that always comes back up around Christmas, and I love listening to it. When I'm tasked with a song that's like, how many pop songs have some version of that? Well, I can get other colors because I know the relationships between notes, okay? I know I can play something over the G that, that might be a little bit different to do. That's kind of cool. I mean, it's still the same chords. There's a melody right there. I mean, it's super simple, and maybe it exists or something like it. But if I didn't know if I didn't know what all the notes were in relationship to the underlying harmonic structure of whatever I'm playing all over the neck, I wouldn't be very good at my job. The point is, I've got a course out that's been out for a long time. It's called Tools for the Creative Guitarist. And we talk about all these things. We talk about like, okay, well, here's a G note. What's everything around it? Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 1, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 5, 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1, 7, 3, 5. Just singing numbers to people. YouTube, right? Isn't it great? But all of that, you know, that hook, well, I like that. I like the 2 of a chord. Do you know why I like a 2 of a chord? I'll tell you. It's because when you add a 2 to a major triad, you have nested perfect fifths, okay? You've got a perfect fifth from the 1 to the 5, and you have another perfect fifth from the 5 to the 2. That's kind of cool. But if you go any further and like create another perfect fifth from the 2, that's all just stacked perfect fifths, right? Then it gets to kind of lose its flavor, but you know, that sounds cool. And then anything over the 1 can be sung as a melody in an interesting way over a 4. So I can go, why does the 2 sound so good over the 4? Well, because the 4 and the 2 are both pulling back to the 1, right? And then the second half of my phrase, I was going back up to that major third of the key, which is now the perfect fifth of the 6 minor, right? The chords are G, C, E minor, D. And then a sus4 resolve, 1 to the 7, which is the 4th, to the major third of the D chord, which is the 5 of G. That's all in my brain, right? Just kind of like now it's just sort of the thing that I swim in, where I search for all of my cool parts that people pay me for. I mean, you can play it up here. I mean, there's so many different places because I know the fretboard. So this course that I have, Tools for the Creative Guitarist, I want to put a link to it in the description. And if you want more like this out of your playing, where you just have a far bigger menu of possible ideas that sort of pop out to you, then I think you need to kind of understand very basic music theory applied to the fretboard. It's beyond the cage system, right? Like cage system shows me, well, a C chord, I can move that around and it's the C shape, but I know what it is because I know the names of the roots. That's good. You know, then there's the A, well, then that becomes C because I'm moving the whole thing up and I know where those roots are, and E, I know that's the name of this chord, and so I know where to move chords. Well, in my course, Tools for the Creative Guitarist, the entire idea behind it is to be creative, right? So I don't just want you to know, like, here's a chord shape, and then overlaid it here, over it is another chord shape. It's how do we weave things through that are interesting? You know, like, why does this melody... Why does that work? Well, it works because it's singable, it's hooky, and it doesn't play so strongly to the chord tone rule as you might, if you were sort of newer and trying to come up with a hook and thinking of all the rules you just learned, like there's a reason things can be bent and manipulated and massaged into saying something instead of just playing something that sounds like you're practicing, you know. So I'm going to put a link in the description to that course. I've got a few more coming out this fall, and I'm going to give a little bit more attention to this because I've been getting a lot of great feedback. You know, my background is teaching. I actually really like it. I know a lot of people have this perspective that if you teach, then you failed at doing the thing that you're teaching. I don't buy that at all. I just really like communicating in a way that's easy to understand. So that's the idea. Check out the link in the description, check out the course, and if you would, send me your feedback on it. I'd love to hear some more. We've got a lot of great feedback. It's on Brett's site, you know, so that's where the link will be. And yeah, it's all this kind of stuff, kind of breaking it down from a very basic perspective and then constructing it right from the bottom up without taking really any assumptions at the front of it, other than you know how to play a major scale and like bar chords. You know, if you can do that, you're ready for this course. If you can do a lot more than that, I don't think that you're beyond the course if you're looking for ways to build melodies. There's a bunch of example songs and stuff. So anyway, I gotta go. I'll talk to you soon. See ya.